How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Monday Matinee. My name is Steven,
And as always, I'm Chris.
and today we're talking about the new movie from Netflix, Day Shift.
Yes, so Day Shift is starring Jamie Foxx and Dave Franco, directed by J.J. Perry, stuntman turned director.
That's right, coming off of Bullet Train's director David Leitch, who used to be a stunt double for Brad Pitt in Fight Club, it seems to be becoming a trend. So, Fox plays a hardworking, pressed for money dad trying to make a living as a vampire hunter who, based on his recklessness, gets paired with an office type from the Vampire Hunters Union, Dave Franco. Also starring Snoop Dogg, who plays Big John, aka Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, so right from the get-go, the movie starts off with a bang. It's a really good introduction to Jamie Foxx's character, Bud. High intense action scene that really set the tone for the action going forward.
Yeah, it was no Blade, but the action was probably the best thing about this movie. So they actually used Cirque du Soleil performers for the contortionist vampires, which was pretty cool.
I guess that is a good idea. I mean, they're used to doing all these kind of flips and twists, and why not get someone who already knows what they're doing?
So the action looked great. It was well choreographed with plenty of gore.
Oh, yeah, plenty and plenty of gore. One thing that I did find interesting about the plot of the movie was the vampire hunters were part of an organization, kind of like an everyday Joe going to work, but their work is to hunt vampires.
Yeah, it reminded me of like a Men in Black with the back of a store opening up to like a whole operation. One cool Easter egg to keep an eye out for was at the Hunters Union, there was a photo of Abraham Lincoln with two axes, kind of nod to Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Another thing that might have worked for the movie was it kind of played like a buddy cop movie.
I thought that really was a good contrast between Jimmy Foxx's character, who was more of a vigilante. So he was paired with an unlikely individual in Dave Franco. I initially liked the team up, very yin and yang, just two very different individuals. But some of the comedy just felt very forced and felt like they was trying too hard for him to be funny.
Yeah, my list of dislikes is definitely a lot longer. That being the biggest, the humor. It just didn't work. I couldn't place the tone that they were going for, and I don't think they could either.
There was really only one joke of Dave Franco's that really stood out to me, and a reoccurring joke throughout the movie that came full circle that I thought was funny, but really, other than that, there was not too much to laugh about in this movie.
So another thing that probably turned me off right away from the first shot was the awful color grading. It felt very amateur YouTube with an overly saturated orange and teal hue. This was not a pretty movie to look at.
Yeah, and the sets felt very set-like. There was just something about them, like you mentioned, maybe the color grading and lighting just didn't really immerse me into the movie like other vampire flicks have in the past.
Yeah, in the third act, they go to a location that might have been Nickelodeon's Legends of the Hidden Temple.
And pretty terrible acting and lazy, laughable dialogue towards the end as well. Overall, this movie more than likely would not be getting another watch. I had high hopes for it, but just too many negatives to weigh it down. So I would say I'd give it a D plus. I mean, there was some good action. Jamie Foxx's, charisma is enough to carry it enough to get through the movie, but just overall kind of lazy writing, kind of a lazy way to end the movie too as well. So yeah, unfortunately that's the grade I would be giving it.
Overall, the action was the best thing this movie had going, but it wasn't enough to make this movie any good. I'm giving this movie a D. I'll give it a D for the action. If I had to watch this again, I would definitely drive a wooden stake through my own heart. Watching this movie was like pulling teeth, vampire teeth, fangs.
Yeah, tough break, but until next time, if you like this video or our other videos, please hit that subscribe button and we'll see you next time.
All right, guys, if you watched until now, we definitely appreciate it, and see you on the next one.